What's up, everybody? I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and she was talking about how she was really getting into learning and developing her personal brand. And that took us down a rabbit hole, as we like to do, about all sorts of conversation around that. And then it led me to kind of really think to myself today, there's all of this pressure from a business perspective. There's always this pressure to, okay, let's really make sure you're consistent and coherent in your brand and in your messaging and all of that kind of stuff, which I get. I love it. And yet I could feel myself specifically like reflecting on what my personal brand was. And I'm like, you know what? I'm talking to my sister and I'm like, I like to wear t-shirts and jackets, and I like to wear blazers with hoodies, and I like to look edgy sometimes and feel edgy sometimes. And then sometimes I like to wear my feathers, and I like to, express myself in a more, I guess, like traditionally feminine way, like more flowy energy and all of that. So what I realized to myself was, number one, part of my brand is not pigeonholing. I did an assessment once that's called the why assessment. It's pretty cool. Look it up. But it talked about that my why and a piece of that was not living inside a box. And I could really relate to that part about how I don't want to be boxed into some specific thing, some one way that you expect to see me or to hear from me. And I think that's true for a lot of people. I think that we don't necessarily allow ourselves to be all the things that we want to be. Sometimes being all the things we want to be, especially if it starts to come out, if you've been one way and then you start to unfold different pieces of yourself and you want to express yourself in different ways and make different choices and all of that, it can ruffle people's feathers. It can not necessarily that it bothers them consciously, but it's like this disturbance in what they're used to. And so it's easy for everybody, but I'm speaking, I know, to women, how we tend to sometimes default into that place where there's a little more placating happening. And it's not even necessarily conscious. It's just bending a little bit more than you really would if you were really, really stopping to check in and stay true to yourself. And so this could get down very philosophical and very deep, and it is. But to keep it at this kind of layer, one thing is to just really check in with yourself and how do I feel today in how I want to dress? What do I want to feel like inside my body? What do I want to feel like as I express myself? What words want to come out of me? All of that kind of stuff, just really allowing yourself to explore that a little bit and to not have to be boxed into one thing. If you were a certain way, dressed a certain way, spoke a certain way, expressed yourself a certain way, received a certain way, you're constantly changing, you're constantly shifting. So it's great to honor that and to really, really, really be mindful of what that new version is of you, what that new version is of you today, what that new version is of you an hour from now, tomorrow, etc. And live it, breathe it, feel it, embody it. Don't hold back. Don't let yourself, don't let your light dim. And that to me is really what it felt like when I was thinking about that branding, is like, you know what? I don't want to be boxed in. You're going to see me in all sorts of things, and that's okay. Maybe I'll lean towards one thing up more than others, but when those pieces need to come out of me, they need to come out. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful one, and I will talk to you soon.